We got audio, we got it all. So here it comes in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is The Boop Show, episode 284. It's Tuesday, April 6th, 2021. Hey, what are you doing, everybody? Welcome back to The Boop Show. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Dunaway. Hello.
Oh, hi, Scott. How are you today?
I'm all right. I had my wife made a big thing of shrimp for lunch for who knows why, and so I just feel a little seafoody.
We got a bucket of shrimp. We got to do something with this bucket of shrimp before it goes bad.
Like my shirt smells like shrimp because she was cooking it with some Cajun bag of something, and it's just everything smells like shrimp. So
I have a slight allergy to shellfish. Baby shrimp I can eat, gives me a headache. Anything more than that, and I want to die.
I didn't know that.
But
that's
yeah,
good.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
So
right now, let's say I
yes.
walked up to you and I smeared a clam all over your arm. What would happen? Just turn all red.
Most of my allergies are. I'm not going to go into anaphylactic shock or something, but I will get very sick. I'll get very nauseous on you. I'll start pooping my pants. It's not a good scene. You don't want to be. You don't want to be around it. You don't want to be around it.
No, the more you describe this, the less I want
Plus,
to be around
I get
it.
all this inflammation and stuff too. Like they didn't tell me that glucosamine. It was like, oh, this is made from shellfish. It's like,
Wait, what's
you should take this for anti-inflammatory. Okay, I'm taking it. Now I feel really swole. What's going on?
Oh, like
Why does
can you?
everything
So
feel
can you not
swole?
do like omega-3 fish oil and stuff like that? Is that hose
No,
you over?
that's different. As long as the omega-3 is not shellfish, I can
Oh.
eat sea fish.
Okay.
As long as it's not.
It's like a fish-ass fish, like a real fish.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
But
a
if it's got
fish-ass
like
fish.
tentacles and freaking hooks and shit on it, you're
Right.
out. You're done. I
Well,
get it.
tentacles would be fine. Like I said, it's got to have a shell. If it has a shell, there's something about the shell and whatever's in it. And I don't eat the shell, but whatever produces it, I'm sure there's a word.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a word.
Well, as we learned in that Tom Hanks movie, what was it called? Shipwrecked, or what was it called?
Shipwreck.
No.
Yeah, it was Shipwreck. That's it.
Stranded.
Shipbreaker is the name of the Tom Hanks movie
No,
where
he's
he's
like
Wilson.
stranded.
He's castaway, man.
Castaway.
Come on.
Shit.
Come on,
All right.
man.
So he's in Castaway and he rips open that raw crab and it's just like gooified guts in the thing.
Oh,
People don't
yeah.
realize that if you don't cook your crab, we all get crab meat and go, ooh, big fluffy white crab meat, yum yum. But if you don't cook it, it's just wet goo in there.
It's trash. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't firm up. Same with most fish. I mean, like salmon. There's a reason why you cook it until it's flaky, because otherwise you're just eating a big mouth of goo.
Of goo. Nobody wants a mouth of
goo.
goo. We've learned that already. All right. Well,
So that's like so you had some leftover shrimp from Easter, so y'all didn't dye all your shrimp, and so you had to make some kind of shrimp gumbo.
yeah. Well,
Is that where we're at?
Maybe I'll hold on to some of that shrimp and do that because we have some left. It's up there in a pot right now, stinking up my kitchen. So
Look what I got.
wish me luck. What's
Look.
that? Oh, Baby Yoda. He's ready to go. Mandalorian. Put him in the ship and give him that ball. We're ready to rock.
So you may be confused because I used to have a much smaller Baby Yoda, but now after Easter they went to Build-A-Bear and they spent like $1 million
Oh, right.
on this freaking thing.
I heard about that. Yeah. They're also. You do hear what they're doing next? Video game related. They're doing Animal Crossing over there now.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So I'm tempted, and I'm not kidding about this because how stupid would this be? I want to go to Build-A-Bear and get a Nook, a little Nook guy.
Yeah.
And then when I see
with
him,
you.
and I'm going to put him somewhere in the house where when I walk by and just throw change and like singles at him. Just, blah, here's my money. Take my money, a-hole.
Just take it, you freaking Nook, you crook.
Yeah,
Nook the crook.
crooked Nook. Anyway, well, that's good and exciting stuff. Quick note that if you like games, then you're listening to the show. Do you also like a tabletop or card game experience? Good news. I made one. I've been working on it for a couple of years now, and it's finally ready for prime time. It's called Rock Runners Incorporated, and you can get it over at frogpants.com/rockrunners. If you hit that, it'll take you to a page where you just click it and get the Kickstarter. There's also a big descriptor there and some pictures and stuff. And, of course, the Kickstarter has video of us playing with an actual sample deck. And we've already busted through our first two, almost three. Within the hour, will probably be three of our of our 5 total stretch goals. This is all happening way
Right.
too
So
fast.
you underestimated.
I underestimated.
yeah.
I did, but that's
Yeah.
better to do. I think you want to underestimate and then over deliver. So we're going to try to do that.
Right.
But exciting stuff. I've never done this before. I worked really hard on it, and doing art for a game is one thing. I've done that before. Doing that and the actual gameplay of the game, like structuring how the game's going to work, new to me. But I think I found something cool, and it's kind of based on some concepts that I from a game that I played when I was a lot younger, plus a bunch of my own ideas, and I play tested the hell out of it, and it's ready to run.
Right. Can I just say this is the most impressed I have been by anything you've ever created.
Whoa, easy there. That's a high.
Even your children.
Oh my gosh.
I was
even
gonna
say
better than that. I'm serious. If you've ever tried to create any sort of game,
yeah. It's hard.
I mean, it is hard. We criticize or we critically review games here on the Boop Show,
Yeah.
but it is hard. I mean, making a game mechanic that's fun, and you've done it here, that's amazing.
Yeah, we really like it, and everybody who play tested it agreed. They also liked it. I mean, basically, it's a quick and easy to learn. Anybody can play it. Great for families and friends and whatever kind of game. You know, this isn't going to be some super complex thing with 9 miles of instructions. I wanted to start with something that was, a little easier. Grab it and go. But it's fun. You laugh. You have a good time. It's competitive. You play like a freak show. So I want you to go get it. Check
like
it
a
out.
freak show.
If you want to support it, you can. It's going for 30 days. We still have 29 days left. The thing funded so fast I barely knew what to do with myself. So
Who's shipping this? I hope your family hates you.
this is all happening back east through Dave. Dave's going to
Yes,
handle all
Dave.
logistics. So thank goodness freaking Dave exists because I couldn't do it without him.
Dave is both excited and devastated.
and dreading it probably.
All at the same
But
time.
We're going to do a really good job on this. We've got it to a stage where we just were absolutely ready to pull the trigger on this, and there's not, we're not making you guys wait a year for this. We want to be fast about it. We're trying to ship by June, so real quick.
I just ordered mine. I'm at the compression nanite, and I'm shipping mine to Morocco.
Oh, very nice. Send it to Morocco. That's where we want all these copies to go. Anyway, go check it out. That's frogpants.com/rockrunners, or I think you can just Google Rock Runners these days, and it'll pull it right up. Speaking of video games, most of the week I spent with these weird simulation games. Like I talked about Mech Mechanic, but I ended up playing House Flipper. It went on sale for like $11. And everybody back in 2018 was like, "Oh, you got to play House Flipper. It sounds dumb, but it's so cool. It's so great. You're just going to get sucked into it." And they're right. It turns out I'm a sucker for these games. I'm fixing up old houses. I cleaned out somebody's drug basement and resold it for a stack of money. And I got hooked on doing that. And while I was down there doing it, and I was painting the walls, it says, "Bling, you've upgraded your painting. Choose a perk out of these 3 columns of perks for your painting abilities." Ooh, I can paint 25% faster. Ooh, I can paint 3 panels at a time. Ooh, and they have that for every category: cleaning and breaking walls down, and it's insane.
I'm watching a video right now, and there's like roaches. You have to get rid of the
You
roaches.
can vacuum
and bugs.
roaches, yes.
Oh my god!
You can vacuum
Gross.
roaches. It is kind of gross. They even give you a warning for your first roach moment. A
Right.
screen pops up and says, "Hey, we're about to flood your screen with a bunch of roaches. If you're not
Really?
cool with that, you can go click this button to go into the settings, and you can change roaches into something else. I forget what it is, so that it's not a roach." So they're mindful of people who are super freaked out about that.
What if Papa Roach shows up? Is that
There's no
Something
vacuum
else,
that
is
will
that-
contain Papa Roach. Forget
okay?
it.
Okay, that's
It's not going to work.
Oh, but by the way, they do have a free update, so I guess that's what they're doing. I guess they're trying to just bump this thing a little bit. Came out in 2018, but it's new to me.
Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff in there. They got an actual like branded HGTV deal they did.
Oh, I see that.
They got some DLC for like doing Japanese gardens and all this other stuff. But again, it's like it sounds like a really mundane thing. A thing I wouldn't want to do in real life. Like house flipping sounds like a nightmare to me.
Right.
But in actual practice, it's a really soothing, chill, methodic kind of thing. It's like I said with Mech Mechanic. It's like that car mechanic game. It's like
is.
Euro Truck Simulator. It's like those kinds of games where you're doing the mundane, but you're gamifying it in a way that's actually fun and it's good.
They've got some weird stuff. I'm looking at another thing now, and they've also, I guess, whoever is doing this house didn't upgrade the electrical system because they were using screw-in fuses.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. Yeah. So you'll go into a house, and one of the jobs in one of the rooms is, in the kids' room, you got to replace the outlets because they're all busted up.
Right.
Or the bathroom's
And
got
they're
a busted sink.
full of peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Right.
Some houses are not even like done yet. You got to go in there and just build it out and make a real house out of it. Some of them are thrashed. I went to a one that was full of frat kids. It was like a college party house. Holy shit.
Right.
It was gross. But I got it. I cleaned it, got 100% on it, made a crap ton of money, moved on to the next house. It's stupid fun. I don't know why it's so good. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. I know you finally bit the bullet Bite the Bullet is the game your Twitch. What is this? Bite the Bullet.
Right.
What is that?
Bite the Bullet is the actual game, is recommended to me by some of the community members. Salentus was here, recommended this. I'm trying to grow my Mission Deep community, both on the Twitch and the Discord channel. And so I played Bite the Bullet, that allows Twitch chatters to spawn enemies, or they can spawn enemies, mobs. They can also give me health. And so they use that by spending channel points. And most of the people in my chat room have an abundance of channel points. At one point it was so spammy that I couldn't even see my character anymore because there were so many spawns. But it was so much fun. It was a laugh riot, and I couldn't get enough of it. Now I'm gonna have to head back and do it again. I'm trying to do it at least once a month, but I really just enjoyed that.
That is kind of a bullet hell thing going on.
Oh, at first you're like, okay, I got this. It's not really bullet hell if you're just playing by yourself, but man, yeah, if you let people in a chat room who have like 1 million channel points, they'll rack it up.
Yeah, the reviews are mixed, but seems like an interesting game. I'd want to.
It has its place. That's what I feel about it. It has its place. If you're looking for just a straight up game, I'm not going to recommend Bite the Bullet. But if you're a Twitch streamer and you want to get interactive with your community, I think it's good.
That's awesome. Well, check that out. But first, this. The games we played this week, also of the indie flavor. One of them a little more mainstream than the other, I would say, because the one I ended up playing is definitely counts as indie. Well, so does yours. It's just that Game Pass carried it, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's published by Team 17, so I think it still definitely falls in our.
I think you're right. So here's mine. It's a game with a really weird name. It's called Dorf Romantic. Dorf Romantic. It's nothing to do with Dorf, like Dorf on golf, or remember that Tim Conway thing?
I remember Tim Conway. Does anyone else?
I hope so. He's a master genius man of comedy. He just died not long ago, right?
Yeah,
pretty
maybe
recent.
sad.
Anyway, it looks on the surface, if you just look at it from above, you're like, oh, that looks like some kind of city builder. But I also see hexagons, so maybe it's like Civilization kind of thing. Like, what are we looking at here? Turns out that it's neither of those things. I mean, it is kind of a city builder, but not in the way you traditionally think of them. And as it turns out, I'll just say this ahead of the rest of my comments, the most chill thing I've played this year. It is one of the most relaxing, like get into it, ease into it kind of games. And when it started to get overwhelmingly positive reviews, I thought, well, then I've made the right choice here, because it seems like I'm not the only one that really digs this, and it's quite good. So here's the concept. For those at home, I'll try to describe this best I can. On those watching video right now, this will surely make more sense as you guys watch. But you're given a bunch of tiles. I'm actually going to hide.
Yeah, you get a stack. You get a stack of tiles, but you can't see. It's underneath my image.
Yeah, I took you down. So now you can see them. It's this big stack of these polygonal, or these hexagonal cards, and they're like little pieces, almost like you were going to play something like, I don't know, a board game like Carcassonne or something. And it tells you there's 90 in this stack or whatever number there are. And the goal is to go as long as you can without running out of tiles and build the biggest, most expansive land mass full of homes and train tracks and fields of wheat and forests. And there's rivers and lakes and all sorts of stuff you haven't even seen yet on this video. And special buildings too that you unlock. And you do that by aligning the tiles in such a way that you create what's the word I'm looking for here? Combinations of tiles.
You got to have combinations. You got the edges of the edge of each of these tiles have to touch the edge of another tile that may have a similar aspect that can create shapes, right?
Right.
Or
So these
it
two
can
houses, you
create
saw
the flow,
when he just put those houses together, they even light up to tell you that you've got a good combo. And in that case, he just did one where it's even better because he lined up both houses and some wheat fields at the same time.
if you can get to multiple edges at the same time, that's the trick, right?
Yeah, that is what you want to try to do. Now, even more importantly than that, on just standard laydowns, you're trying to follow these quests that you get. And there are a number of quests. The main quests are like these things up top. This is the tutorial mission we're looking at, so there's only one, but a little white circle that's slowly filling up. When that fills up completely, you'll have achieved that quest, which will give you a ton of more cards in your pile to work with, but also a new unique tile that you'll then have in the deck somewhere. In a normal game, you have up to 3 of those at all times. There's always like 3 main quests up there, and you can hover over them to see what they want you to do. But then in the actual world, a little number once in a while will pop up on a tile and say 14, for example. And maybe it's a tile full of trees. And if you connect up to 14, I guess, tiles worth of trees, I think is how it works, then you get that quest, get you how much more cards. So you want to pay attention. He's about to do it now with this house thing. It says 21, 22. He's going to put that down. Now, he's got to figure out a way to get 22 more houses in there. And it's not as hard as it sounds. It sounds like a lot, and you're going to have to do it 22 times or something. But you really don't. He can find some tiles that will connect other parts of the continent to other houses, and then boom, your whole quest is done. But the point is, when those numbers go down to 0, bling, 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 and you get a bunch more cards so you can stay in the game longer. They get trickier as you go. Like you start adding tracks, rivers, that sort of stuff. Those require specific tiles to connect to them because you can't connect a river to nothing. You have to have more river or whatever.
Everybody knows that. You can't just have a river. Otherwise, it's just a pond.
Yeah, it's just a pond without a paddle. Or no, wrong
pond
thing.
without a paddle.
So you so you can do all these crazy combinations, like loop stuff back, and then suddenly there's a lake where you were never sure there was going to be one there, but because you did, it opened a quest, which means you got a bunch of new cards. The bottom line here is you don't have to think too hard. It's mostly just rotate. Your mouse button rotates the tile. So if you're like, let's see, rotate this around, fit it the best I can. The music's really soft and nice. You just feel like you're just sort of an escape. And sometimes that's what I want games for in my life. Yeah. This game is totally that. It's developed and published by the same company, Tucana Interactive. And when you lose, and this person didn't lose, they just did the tutorial. So now they start a proper.
When you lose, you have to chop off a finger.
It's
an honor system thing, but
yeah, no one's gonna check your math, but they want you to cut off your finger. And he screwed that up right there.
Real world penalties for video games.
Exactly. So came out on the 25th of March, so not that old. We're only 10 days into release on this thing. Here's the best part. I'm happy to report because I think it's a steal. I think they could have gone $15.99 on this. It's only $10
easily.
It's not even on sale. It's just $10. 10
That's
bucks straight up.
This is Dwarf Romantic. Is it one word or 2 words?
2 words on the logo, but whenever you see it typed somewhere, you're never quite sure. It's weird. But the actual typing of it is, the logo is Dwarf, and then under it Romantic with a K.
Right.
I don't know why the name is the name, and the name is really dumb. I don't get it. I still don't.
I'm sure it means something to somebody.
Somebody somewhere went, oh yeah, Dwarf Romantic. I'm romantic about Dwarf. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm sure it's a foreign word to us, our English listening ears, and I'm sure it means something.
It might.
What I really want this to be is the game that I like to fall asleep to on my phone. However, it seems like the controls would be too complicated, but man, I really want it to work on the phone.
I think you could do a phone version of this. In fact, I would be surprised if they don't at some point. There's really not a lot to do other than place these things and rotate them, and you can do that with touchscreen. So
yeah,
I feel like that's a possibility.
You're probably right. I probably could rotate it on one side of the screen. Yeah, you're probably right. It probably wouldn't be as hard as I think it would be.
And I unlocked there's a train. You can unlock a train card, and when you put that down, this train starts rolling up and down the tracks you built so far, and so there's a lot of little animated touches and details and all that. It's
like Gomez Adams style. You mean you got your little train there?
Kinda,
yeah. And you
It's
blow
just-
it up.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
a little diorama almost. And if that sort of stuff is calming to you, like it is for me, then you might like it. So go check
I
it
love
out.
the visual. I love the visual style. I love the board game feel of this, and it's like you said, it's just real calming. It's not overly simplified. It has a painterly effect to it that I really dig.
Yeah, it's like very hand drawn.
beautiful.
Not cheap at all. Like aesthetically, the thing's really pleasing and runs just great on everybody's hardware. So you're never going to have any
Yeah.
issues with that. Just a neat surprise. Didn't see it coming. Didn't know they were gonna make this game. I'd never heard of it before. I got a code from the developer, and it just came out of nowhere. And right now, like I said, it's enjoying, I think, still overwhelmingly positive reviews. Let me double check.
And
Yeah,
I think it's going to continue to do that because like I think it's one of those games where you're just the more you play, the better you get, and the enjoyment just unlocks more and more. It's like, oh my god, I didn't know I could make a combo like that,
yeah.
and it just gets a little bit better.
Someone in the reviews said the Bob Ross of strategy games.
That's probably a good description.
Happy. It says, let's paint a happy little landscape together, and a couple of hours of life is a little more beautiful, he says. Another guy says, this is a pretty good idea. He says, excellent casual puzzler. I just wish you could save your end result landscape sometimes and maybe let you take a train or a boat ride through it.
Oh, that would be cool.
Some of that would be cool. Yeah. I don't know if there's a way for them to do it, because once you've lost, you just sort of like, oh, well, I'll start over
Plus,
or whatever.
You're talking about it. The engine may not support like a first person kind of
Yeah.
ride through. That might be.
But even like a little tilt
much.
shift flyover or something would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they could probably work something like that into it if they really wanted to. But anyway, the only advice I have about the actual gameplay is try not because you can accidentally kill your quest by putting a tile in a bad place so that nothing will work
Yeah.
with those pieces. Don't do that, because that is how you'll die sooner. I think my high score is like 5,000 points or something, which is
Wow.
pretty good, but
Pretty good.
took me a while to get there. I think my first game was maybe 3,100 or something like that.
Right.
Anyway, it's very cool. Go check it out. Again, the game is called Dwarf Romantic. That's a K at the end. And available now on
So
Steam.
you're not
for
being
10 measly
romantic
bucks.
with dwarfs.
No,
is what you're
no
saying.
dwarf, no
Okay.
romanticism with
K.
dwarf. But you can, like I said, it's so freaking cheap. Oh, and I'm just looking at some screenshots. I didn't know a lot of this. There's buildings and things I haven't seen yet. Oh wow.
Right.
Oh, there's some awesome stuff later.
Oh,
Okay, well, apparently this game just gets cooler as you play it. So
Yeah.
now I'm seriously interested. And there's like multiple biomes. So there's like winter biomes and summer and fall.
Oh, I didn't
and
know that. I didn't get that far.
all that schmear. Yeah.
Oh.
It's very, very cool. See, that guy's about to put one down that will see, he almost screwed up. He almost blocked it off so that those two final houses made it so, well, he's never going to be able to add houses again. So he should wait for one with more houses on it so that he can finish out those two quests and extend those homes.
Yeah, and it's giving you tips above the houses to let you know you're about to make a
Yeah,
mistake.
it's telling you you're going to F it up. See, right there, he got
Yeah.
it right. So well done.
Don't
there,
F it
that
up,
guy.
dude.
Yeah, don't F it up. Anyway, cool game. Check it out. Dwarf Romantic, available on Steam, and I don't think anywhere else yet. Right now, it's still
I
listed
want it
as
on the
early
Switch at
access,
least.
but it feels done. I don't know how much more they're going to do. It's
No,
real
I
good.
don't either.
All right, Brian. Let's. Oh, and I was going to do some sound from it, but it's just real peaceful music and nice clumpy sounds. It's not like there's anything fancy going on. So I
Did you say
avoided that. We'll
Did you
save
say
that.
clumpy sounds?
You will, yeah, clumpy sounds. You know, like
I
when you're
like
when
clumpy
you
sounds.
when you go poo in the
Right.
in the forest. Yeah, like
Right, right. They're all
that.
clumped up
Brian,
there
tell me
together.
about Narita Boy, which was showed up on my Game Pass list, and I went, oh, look at this.
Yes, the funny thing is, Narita Boy, I've had a game code for a little bit, not real long, but long enough. But there was an embargo on it, so I couldn't talk about it until it was released on the Xbox Game Pass, which I didn't know was going to happen. But so I got a game code for the PC from the developer or the publisher, Team 17. They're always sending me stuff because they're great.
They are great.
Developer is Studio Koba. And if you haven't seen this, is certainly creating some hubbub out there, especially on the Game Pass. I'm excited about it. So this is some amazing neo-retro stylings wrapped around a hack and slash platformer with plenty of backtracking woven together with the suffering of the digital world creator told through collectible memories throughout. So it's Metroidvania. Congratulations.
It looks like Tron.
Metroid-
Is it wrong that it looks like Tron, or am I?
It absolutely
Okay.
is inspired by 80s type Tron and arcade games. It is neo retro, so it's not like it's pixels necessarily, but it's designed to look like it's pixelated. The biggest style choice they made that kind of makes and breaks this game at the same time is they decided to put a CRT type filter over top of the game. And if you're not familiar with how CRT looks, it has a separation of very minimal colors. In this case, I think it's red, yellow, and blue. And so they've separated those intentionally because in this world that is a computer, more computer than internet, because this is supposed to be a retro game, right?
Yeah.
So
Like
you're
the old Rob Zombie song, "More computer than internet," like that.
more computer than right,
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah.
And so you're in this world of the creator's imagining. You are you're sucked into your CRT at home. You're playing a computer game. You're a child of divorce. I haven't got all the backstory yet of the kid, but you get sucked in here, and you gotta recover the memories of the creator because he's asleep at his desk. I didn't really understand that part. It's a 6-hour game. I played 4.5 hours, so I got close,
Oh,
but I
wow.
didn't get the end game.
Well, that's great though.
So you don't have to worry about the end game spoilers. I didn't make it that far. I don't know what happens. I am interested though. This story, okay, let's go with the gameplay first.
animation.
Let's get that
is
out of the way.
Awesome. It looks so good.
The gameplay looks good. The animation looks good. It is Metroidvania. If that's your jam, you'll probably like this. Is this the best Metroidvania that you'll play? No. That would be, in my opinion, blasphemy. I think that was such a fun turn.
Blasphemy's really good. Yeah.
It is so good. And this game reminded me a lot of Blasphemy, but it's not quite as polished in the combat system. And also just the exploration system. There's a lot of times where I would just simply get lost, not for not for difficulty reasons, just because it was confusing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I feel you. My favorite Metroidvania of the last, I don't know, couple of years is what's it called? Shit. Willow of the Willow of the Wisps. Ori the Will of the Wisps. Will of the Wisps.
But that's like a whole nother level of
It's so
sweetness
good.
there. I mean,
It's so good.
and talk about being on the Game Pass. That thing's got that finally got some good money behind it.
Yeah, well, Microsoft
Well,
owns those guys now, so
Yeah. I love that game. You're right. You are absolutely right.
Are you playing
but
this, by
like
the
I
way?
said-
Is this you? Is this video of you?
Oh yeah. I wanted to tell you before we started. This is me. You can fast forward at any point in time if there's a part that gets boring, because trust me, I was having some serious issues. It was not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know me. I have a love-hate relationship with the Metroidvania. If it's done in a good way, I can't disengage. I love them. If it's done in a almost there, then I get very frustrated.
Yeah.
And I was getting very frustrated here because that's one of the things that this game really doesn't do as well as I feel like it could. This is originally a Kickstarter game, by the way. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't either. Not until I looked it up. But so yeah, the gameplay part itself is kind of rough because you feel like you're doing the same things over and over again. The characters they're introduced in a very interesting way. They're called stallions. They're the bad guys.
Stallions. Okay.
They're exactly. I was like 80s stallions. I'm like, is that the wild stallions? No, not really.
Is the Italian
Not really.
stallion? No. Okay.
No, no,
Okay.
not really any connection that way at all. They're just like they're rogue, corrupt programming.
Gotcha.
There they are now.
Okay, so
There's a
kinda,
zombie one.
Very Tron-like in that regard, then.
Yes, very Tron like that. They're very stupid. They just kind of run in a pattern, and it's just a lot of button mashing over and over again. There's not very much variation in the fighting, and as you can tell, this part was one of the hardest parts I had, and one of the reasons why I captured it is because it is another problem I have with the game. It has to do with being able to see. You'll notice that they chose style over clarity here by putting the characters behind all of these beams, and it got kind of difficult. You know, it's like,
Yeah, I
Oh, just
can't.
that little-
I find myself even watching it going, "Oh my gosh, that pillar! Get out of the way, pillar!" And like, Yeah.
Right. But you got to play this game. I don't know if you just saw it, but a floppy disk, a little small floppy disk popped up. And every time you encounter a new bad guy,
Yeah.
that pops up and it shows you the new bad guy and, you know, their moves and stuff. And you can move forward from there. Where it does succeed, in my opinion, even though the combat is kind of repetitive, where it does succeed is this. Well, oh,
What was that? Did you hear something?
I was like, I hear a baby crying. I was playing with Baby Yoda's hand, and I forgot he has a thing in his hand to make noises. All right, I was freaking out. All right, anyway,
You were hurting him. Got it.
the thing that really stands out in this game is, of course, the visual style and the music. Oh my God, you got to hear this music, and I want you to play some of that just in a minute when we get there.
Okay.
The music is almost as much as the game. The game is like $24.99, but you can get it part of Game Pass. But you can buy the soundtrack. I think it's like $14.99. That's like unheard of, in my opinion, to see a soundtrack be almost as much as the game itself. It's insane. But the music makes this thing. They really nailed it. And there is a intro song for Narita Boy that gets you hooked. You know how the old 80s action heroes and they all had like these great theme songs.
Sure.
And you would say their name and it works so well.
Well, let's
It works
play
so well.
a little bit of it here.
Right.
I'm going to play, first of all, here's some gameplay sound from the game, and it should feature a few of the elements you just talked about. Here we go. All this music is good. This is great, dude. I'm into it. It's funny, but it's weird hearing the sound and then trying to match that to the video, which is not synced. So it was like throwing me.
Yeah. By the way, rest in force. You'll hear that a lot if you suck like I do.
Rest in
Because every time you die, it'll go rest in force, and of course, it'll restore you. There's auto saving, so there's no save points you get to yourself. It just goes through checkpoints. Sometimes the checkpoints don't make a lot of sense to me. I'm like, oh wait. I'm like, if you get to a certain place, it may jump you in one direction.
Yeah.
There's, like I said, there's a lot of game things that kind of make it a little bit wonky. And the reason why I didn't give it as high a score as I wanted to give it, because it looks fantastic. But back to that CRT thing I was talking about earlier in the show.
Yeah.
There's a CRT effect. And you can disable that in case it causes visual problems because, it's a real...
Yeah.
people
Most
have
games that
different
have
vision.
that will let you turn it off. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. And plus, there's a lot of, people with vision problems, and that might cause problems.
Sure.
And so you can turn it off. But what it does is it does make the contrast higher so that it's easier to see. However, it loses the depth because they used all the backgrounds are basically flat graphics from what I can tell, or very flat. And so what they've done is they've shifted some of the color spectrum, the chroma, and that creates like depth. It creates depth. So if you turn that off, I turned it off just to see how it was, and I was like, oh, okay, I like it better that way. I can see clearer. But then I kept missing places because I didn't realize I could access things behind it. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I didn't see that because it didn't look three-dimensional. It looks flat.
I get you. How come in
And
this
so-
video you're going back up to where you came from?
Metroidvania.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about it. Why are you backtracking in a Metroidvania? Weird.
Welcome to the mother effing backtracking.
Yeah.
If you don't like to backtrack, don't play this game.
That's a good point. That's the genre,
Right.
I suppose.
Yeah, it's the genre, and I don't mind it because Metroidvania backtrack, but usually it's because it's like, oh, there's an area you can't access because you haven't upgraded the skill, and there's skill upgrades here, but the basic moves are pretty much the best moves. There's some really cool moves. The animations are really good.
Yeah,
I could talk about this game for like hours because it is so layered. It is so layered. And in some ways, I think that actually hurts the game because the story, there's two different stories going on. There's the story that's going on that is full of technobabble that each of the characters you encounter inside this world, they feel like they need to go on for pages worth of technobabble to establish this idea that what they're doing is basically religion. So computer science is religion, mathematics is religion, and I get where they're going for, but I'm like, I could use like about 10 less pages because it's a lot of flowery, techno jargon that's really not moving the story forward. But
I gotcha.
the memories you're unlocking of the creator are really interesting. And that's kind of like your reward for every area that you complete. You get more of the background of the creator, and you're trying to figure out what's going on there. By the way, I don't know if you stopped the video, but I was going to show you one more thing. I don't know if you still got it somewhere you can pull it up.
Yeah.
There is a mid-game thing that kind of flips, and it might be towards the middle or end of the video. You go to each of the chroma levels, so you go to like a yellow first, then you go to like a blue, and then a red, the most powerful of the streams, to try to engage against him. And along the ways, you're going to fight these minions and a lot of bosses. So there's a point where you get to pick your spirit animal.
Yeah.
Okay, so spirit animal is a stag, and you turn into this stag.
Do they call it that, or do they have a different name for it?
I can't remember exactly what they called it, but it's basically,
It's like your Patronus or whatever. It's your Harry Potter.
Right. It's like your Patronus, exactly. Yeah. And so you ride this thing, and it's all weird cyber stuff where the horses have CRTs for heads and stuff, and you
cool.
get that guy and you get to upgrade it, and there's like a whole area that you have to complete using this thing, and you have to have a combination of jumping and dashing to collect health, and it's very complicated, and it totally goes in a totally different direction. But the thing after that, you get to turn into a mech.
What? That's
you
cool.
get to turn into like a mech. It is crazy.
I'm in.
I love that part.
Yeah.
And suddenly everything that you've been fighting and struggling against suddenly becomes just you knocking them out of the way. Boom, boom, boom.
Sign me up for your mech business. I'm in.
Right. My God, like I said, I could go on for hours about this game because, like I said, it is a very, there's a lot of layers here. A lot of layers, and I think it might hurt it just a little bit, but I would definitely recommend it. It's at $25 for the PC. I would totally get it. Right now, you can, if you got the Xbox Game Pass, it's on the PC as well as the consoles. Yep. The music alone is worth just chilling out for a little bit and just kind of going through this game. It's an amazing visual experience. If the gameplay was a little better, and I ran into a couple of glitches. I don't usually run into glitches, but there was a couple of times where I even had to close the game out because I was like, oh, I fell into this little hole over here, and there's just no way to get out. There's nowhere to go. It's just black screen. I'm like, what happened?
That's weird.
I fell through the world.
Yeah. Nobody wants to
2021.
fall through the world. Yeah.
I don't fall through the world, right? But I'm going to give this thing 7 wild stallions out of 10 cyber stags.
Ah, shit. You always remember to do a score, and I forget every time.
But like I said, it is definitely a recommend. I wish the gameplay was just a little bit more engaging and just a little less technobabble.
All right, I'm going to give my game 9 romantic dwarfs out of 10.
I'm going to give it 9 out of 8-sided hexagons.
There you go. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Wait, hexagon is 10. No, wait.
Right.
Is it?
No.
Hex.
8. No, it's 8.
8.
It's hex.
No, that's octagon.
No, you're right.
What is hex? 6?
No, it's 8 as well.
Gun
They're all 8. 6
sides.
is 6. Hex
Hold
is
on.
6.
Hex is 6.
Yeah,
okay,
hex is 6.
It is 6.
Yeah, but wasn't it 6? Was it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it was. The tiles were 6 sided, right?
Yeah, they're definitely 6.
Yeah, I said 8. Okay.
Or maybe they were 4.
Because I was trying to think of 8.
Oh, right. That'd be octagon. 10 would be decagon.
Right.
12 would be dodecahedron. No, that's something else.
No.
It's been a while, guys. It's been a while, is what I'm saying. All right, don't judge me. All right, we're going to move on here and do a little fun thing that we like to do here on this show, and that's called this.
It's a me,
It's called Guess My Game, where we try to guess each other's old game, and it's a fun little game we play every week. I'm going to start this week, as I usually do, with a game from 1993, and all you need to know is that it's from 93 and that it is let's call it a PC game, although I think maybe there were ports, but that would have been later. The other hint,
Right.
Brian, is I will give you this. They tried to do a big revival of it, which I thought was awesome, but not enough people bought it, so it kind of went the wayside. Those are all the hints you're going to get. So here you go. Enjoy.
Holy crap.
That's just the logo.
That is some serious, robust arcade sound there.
Big time. Okay, here you go. Gameplay.
Selected.
Ooh.
Wait, I recognize that voice.
That's a gunshot right there. Another one coming up.
What year was it? 93?
93. 1993. Chat room hasn't gotten it yet.
Very sci-fi.
All right, any guesses? It's very sci-fi.
anything.
Fair. That's good.
90
Good call.
90. Is it like Tron 2?
Nope. Nope.
Just because I got Tron on the brain.
Oh, Dwight Schrute. Don't look, but the Dwight Schrute in the chat got it. Nailed it. Any guesses? Okay, I'll give you a hint. EA
nope,
tried
got
to
no
publish a
idea.
game, modern first-person shooter based on it, and it was rad. But then,
Modern first-person shooter. Okay, interesting. 93.
Yeah.
Was it one of those light gun games?
Nope.
No. All right.
I'll give you another hint. Top-down, isometric.
Top-down
looking thing.
isometric, 1993. Oh man, yeah. I'm not getting anything, but if it is like that late arcade, I mean, it's like 93. I mean, that thing would be screaming at you
Yep.
as you walked into the arcade.
Name starts with an S.
Oh, name starts with an S,
Yeah. Does that help?
and you said it wasn't a light gun, so it's not like
Nope.
SWAT or whatever those games were.
Right. None of those. No light guns. It was all mouse and keyboard. It's totally a PC experience.
Oh, it's a PC experience?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm thinking all wrong. I'm at the arcade because God, that felt like an arcade game.
No, totally a PC game.
Oh, okay, then
It may have been, like I said earlier, it may have been ported somewhere else, but it started
right.
as a PC game.
Ooh. Yeah, I know even less now. Ooh. Oh, S with a PC and a keyboard and a mouse that sounded like an arcade with like a top down. You said kind
Yeah.
of isometric.
Yeah.
Starts with an S.
Yeah.
Man,
It's all sprites, no 3D.
Stag Billy. I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely Stag Billy. It's definitely that. The answer is Syndicate. Syndicate.
Syndicate. Okay. Okay.
Fantastic video game made by Bullfrog,
Okay.
was it? The Peter Molyneux studio back then, before they were Lion's
Right.
Head or whatever. They made nothing but good games back then. I don't know what they're doing now, but
Good Lord. I mean, that was, I mean, they really took for granted that you were going to have like a sound blaster
yeah.
in your computer to be able to, recreate those sounds. Good
Well, this would
Lord.
have been like late 386, early 486 stuff.
Right, exactly.
93 would have been about that time. So,
So you
yeah.
definitely have your sound blaster rocking it out.
Yeah, that company's dead because EA gobbled them up. But what happened to Molyneux? What's he doing? So I don't know what he does now. Everyone acts like he was like the
Sits
great
around-
gaming genius
sits
of
around
all
and
time.
counts his money.
Must be just eating money.
Eating money. I'm a money eater.
All right,
EA
Brian.
money.
Any hunts? Any hints?
Yeah,
for
I got
me?
a hunt. I got a hunt for you right here.
Doggle hunt.
This is 2005.
Oh, all right. Console, PC,
Yeah,
everything.
2005. This was for the console. I'm trying to figure out if I should tell you which one.
Man, what a massive jump games made from 95 to 2005.
Right.
Like, it could not be more night and day. That's just crazy to me. If you think about it, that was 10 years of
Right.
just unbelievable advancement in that space.
You knew what how about this? You knew what consoles were out there, and this is gonna be in the This is going to be in the Xbox, PS2, and I believe it might have been on the PC as well.
Okay. Here it goes. I'm going to play it.
I don't know if that tells you much.
All right, we'll try it out.
Look out behind you! Help! I'm coming, Mr. Hayes! No, Jimmy, don't move! Jack! Get on, Jack! Quick! Go on, Jack! Hurry! Hurry! They're almost
Jack.
here!
Who's Jack?
It's Jack. I'll give you a hint. Jack is a really good hint because it's the character's name in the game as well as the voice actor.
Oh, really? Oh, is
The
it
reason
Jack and
why I
Daxter?
What's that?
Jack and Daxter? No.
No, but I'll tell you why I thought about this. Recently, I was watching a movie on HBO Max, and I thought, hey, wasn't there a stupid movie tie-in to this kind of part of this franchise? Back in 2005, I didn't know it was 2005 at the time.
Honestly,
But I remember it being trash.
My brain is boggled here. I cannot tell. Oh, this
Peter
isn't
Jackson's King Kong,
Oh,
baby.
King Kong. I was just thinking
That
about
thing
that
you
because I don't know if you noticed this, but in that new Kong versus Godzilla deal,
Yeah.
Coach Taylor's in it again,
Yes.
and he was in that King Kong movie that Peter Jackson
That's right.
did.
He was.
Oh, weird. All right. I don't know why that
that's
was in
the reason
my
why
head.
it was on my head. And oh my God, if you go back and look at the gameplay footage from 2005, I thought we were better than that. But apparently, not so much.
That
Not
game
so
looked
much
all
back in
right, didn't it?
2005.
Didn't it look okay?
I remember it looking really good. I was like, oh yeah, I love that game back in the day. I mean, it wasn't great fun, but it was like it looked pretty good.
Not so
Look
much.
again. Look again.
I'm looking at screens. Yeah. I mean, to me, the hallmark of the 360 PS2, or no. Yeah, this would have been 360 in 05, right? No. 2000, no, PlayStation 2. It's
Yeah, I think it would have been
PS2.
just right.
Yeah, PS2, maybe PC,
Yeah,
but
PS2.
definitely PS2.
Right.
Yeah, this
It would have been brand new on that.
this
'cause
would have
it was on
looked
the PS2
amazing
as
to
well.
us back then.
Yeah.
You're right. It doesn't hold up.
I mean, and the screenshots don't do it justice
Yeah. Yeah.
for the crappiness of it. You really need the full context of the game. Also, you need to realize that I scrubbed through a whole bunch of gameplay, and I'm like, when are we getting to Kong?
Yeah.
When are we getting to Kong?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Hey, that I
get
did
there
that same
faster.
thing in the movie, by the way. That movie was
right.
terrible.
When we get to Kong, man. I
Yeah.
want Kong.
Now, what I like about the screenshot I'm showing in the chat room
That
right
looks
here-
good. I would play that game.
Yeah, but look at this guy's pants. Here, let me move
Those
up.
are nice pants.
Those are terrible pants. That's some low res shit pants that guy is wearing right there.
Low res shit pants.
Yeah, man. Oh man, the PS2 era, we all thought end all be all, man. It was never going to look
Yeah.
better than this.
Oh my God, I love the PS2.
Oh, it was great.
in memory. That's
it
where I like
just-
to keep that stuff.
It all looks
in
like
memory.
shit now. I mean, what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do?
That movie's still
It happens to the
pretty
best of us.
good. Once you freaking get to Kong, it's a pretty good movie.
It's hard to believe that it was 2005 when they did that. I was like, was it that long ago? I didn't remember it being that long ago.
Was that Jack Black in that?
Yes, it was Jack. That's who was talking about Jack. And by the way,
15
that
years
scream-
ago? Jeez.
Yeah. That
Okay.
scream in the middle of that was
Yeah.
the best scream. I was scrubbing through looking for some decent sound, and when that guy screams for like a good 10 seconds, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is the clip. This is the clip.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
It's
It was
fun.
too obvious because Jack Black does voice work in this
Yeah.
game. And so I actually was going to capture some stuff early on, but it was a lot of Jack Black, and I was like, ooh, he'll guess that.
The fight with the with the dinosaur is still pretty rad.
Yeah. It's still, like I said, it's still, yeah,
Look, if you
can't
got
blame
30,
you can't blame 2005 for looking like 2005.
if you've got 3.5 hours to spare, and you want to see Kyle Chandler in a very young role, and you want to see Big Broken Nose, what's his name with his broken nose? What's his name?
Brody.
Adrian Brody and his broken nose. then this movie's for you. Okay? All right.
Brody knows.
Brody knows. Everybody wants a Brody knows. All right. Well done. That was fun. I enjoyed it. But we have to do this now. Hey, looky here. Email time. We read emails, and they are from you, dear listeners. For example, this one from Charles. He's in charge of this email. He says, hey, Scott and Brian, love the show. Had a question for you. What game series do you think deserves a full comeback? Thanks, and keep on booping, Charles. I have an easy answer for this. I'm tempted to just say Syndicate again, because I think Syndicate deserves better than it got.
Yeah.
And they really killed it. That game was rad, but they didn't hardly talk about it. It barely was PR'd at all. That thing just, I don't know, just didn't have the comeback it deserves. So maybe go back to that. But if I'm picking one of my favorites of all time, I love stealth games. I love Ubisoft games. I would like to see. I'm going
through my third or fourth puberty.
I want to see Splinter Cell again, and there's rumors they're working on one.
Perfect.
Yeah, the rumors are they're working on a Splinter Cell, and so I wouldn't be surprised. But a modern Splinter Cell would make me very happy. I loved the 2013 one. Was the last one they did. I loved it.
Right.
And I would be all for something soon. It's been too long, is what I'm saying. So get that going, guys. How about you, Brian? What series would you like to see?
And it hasn't even really been dead long enough to really qualify. I think your answer's a lot better, but I'm ready for some more Uncharted, especially with all the buzz around everything else going on with it. So but I mean, it's kind of like it never really totally left, but it feels like it's been too long since the last one.
Right now, this might be the first generation where we don't get one, I guess.
Right.
Or since the PlayStation 3. I don't know. Maybe they will, though. Maybe Naughty Dog or someone else will pick it up and do it. I have no idea. But that's a good one. I always like that series a lot. Someone in the chat says Thief. That's a good one. Skate. There is a Skate.
That would be a good one.
Skate 4. Yeah, 4 is being made, so you'll be happy we getting a new Skate soon. What else?
I like that Skate XL, too. I mean, it's been a good bridge until the new Skate stuff comes out.
Yeah.
A little more realistic. But...
Twisted Metal, dude. That's a great one, KT Data.
That's a perfect one.
How we survive and live in a modern era where everyone makes a battle royale and there's no battle royale based Twisted Metal game. What are we even doing?
Right. Well, what are you lost your mind?
What are we doing? One car must stand. It makes perfect sense. That game's perfect for battle royale. What are we doing?
Yeah, and why not? Because they're doing the Twisted Metal show, right? I mean, they're working on something with that. If it's still working. I know they talked about it at one point in time.
Yeah. I mean, did you hear about this new Western called, what is it called? Crap. There's a new Western that's a battle royale.
Ooh, I'd watch Western crap. That'd be good.
Yeah. It looks like it'd be perfect for this. Like, why there isn't one already is shocking to me, but this looks really great. So, like a full-blown battle royale, but it's cowboys on horses. And you parachute in on one of those wagon covers. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, is that what you I saw a GIF of that the other day, and I thought it was some kind of mod or something, or some kind of weird thing for Red Dead Redemption or something. I didn't realize that's what it was.
It's an actual game. It's called...
That looks cool.
Oh, Grit, it's called. There it is.
Grit. I mean, because it's hilarious to see some... Because, they had the covered wagons, and he's essentially... parachuting in on a covered wagon tarp.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's basically it. There he is, chat. See him swinging by. And watch what he does here on the screen. He's going to smack right into this building. Oh, they didn't show it.
Why didn't someone think of that with those stupid canvas things? I mean, you would think that would have... I'm sure that would totally not work.
Right.
But
apparently the horse combat, like they're really proud of the horse combat. That they say it really sets the game apart and makes it feel different than your average battle royale. So basically, just it's a King of the Hill, massive King of the Hill game where you're fighting it out in the freaking town. I think I'm in.
Yeah, this looks cool.
I think I'm kind of sold. So, and something to do with there's something with the train that happens. I forgot what they said.
You gotta get the train, right? You got to steal the gold. I mean,
yeah. And everybody gets two. I think the way it works is everybody gets 2 shots. First, it'll knock your hat off. Next one will kill you.
Oh.
Yeah. Stuff like that. It's very exciting.
Once you got your hat on, your head's safe.
Yeah.
Lose that hat, and you're dead.
Well, it's how it is in the movies, right? So you capture that kind of Western movie.
You're right. Because the first thing they go, because they do that whole look behind him like, where'd my hat go?
Moving Train Media wants battle royale game based on King of the Hill, the TV show. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Dale, you released the brake cable. Dale.
Dale running around with bug spray trying to kill everybody. This is a terrible idea.
He may not be much, but he's all I got.
That's all I got. All right. Well, there you have it. Thank you very much, Charles, for your email. That email address is boopshow@gmail.com. That's BOOP show@gmail.com. Our website is frogpants.com/boop. And give us a follow on our Twitch channels. You can find Brian at Brian Dunaway, me at Scott Johnson. And you can also find us on Twitter at The Brian Dunaway, Scott Johnson, and Boop Show. Hey, Brian, anything else you want to say as we leave now?
Yeah, man, I'm being pretty consistent with my Twitch channel. So, show enough, go over there at twitch.tv/Brian Dunaway, which you already said. I do the homework. I do the homework every week that we do on the Boop Show. I do it on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and then I do it again on Monday afternoon at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Rightly so.
And you'll get a little sneak peek of what I'm playing this week.
Yep. Go check it out. That's going to do it. Oh, and go check out that Kickstarter. If you want to know more about what's going on around the network, I started a newsletter as well. And sometimes it's game recommendations, so it might be good for a lot of you to hear that. Plus other stuff happening. You can check that out at frogpants.com. Or sorry. Well, it's there too, but frogpants.club, CLUB, if you want to join that newsletter in a simple click. All right. That's going to do it. Thank you all for being here. We'll be back next time with more. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I don't like Steam. I love Steam.
And then
Destroy them with lasers.
okay, just added that for sauce. You know.